Alright, so here's something you don't see every day. This is a little unit I got off of eBay. It was a really cool find. I got it for 30 bucks. It's an old WEGA 3203 FET, as you can see here. It's an old German, system with a radio, a stereo amplifier, and a dual record player. It's a dual 1215 in this case. But they do come with different dual built-in turntables and different types of radios or cassette players or whatever. This particular unit is from the 1970s. It was made between 1970 and 72, if I'm correct. So this unit had some issues with the turntable when I first got it. See, when you turn it on, when you turn the unit on, the turntable will start spinning. And after it went through the motions of playing a record, it would not turn off. The motor would not disengage. So yeah, that's a problem. Furthermore, you have a little size selector here for the size of the record. That wasn't working either. So yeah, what do you do? Well, in my case, I opened it up. Turns out there's a lot of old grease in these units, and the grease gets really hard and it just gunks up everything. The biggest issue is all of these units, most of these like dual units, they're mechanical. There's not really that many electrical parts that come into play. So usually it's a very simple fix, but what happened here was this little lever here, it's connected to some rods behind it, which when you engage it, like when I put it into start, there's a cog here. It has a little spindle and it goes through the motions. It follows a little track. And this is all connected to each other. So then after it stops playing, it engages this little cog again and goes through the motions, and well, as you can see. So what happens is there is a rod that connects both to the switch of the motor as well as to this arm. It basically dictates where the arm is going to move to, or how the arm is going to move, as well as like once it disengages, once the cog like pushes it out of place, the motor disengages. So like when you let's say I'll start it, goes into place, but let's say I don't want this, so I'll press stop. Just picks it up, goes back, and just stops playing. So yeah, what I ended up doing is, and you can go on YouTube and find like dual 1214 or 1229 or 1219 videos, like full overhaul videos, and you can see how everything here works. But what I went and did was I got some alcohol, I got a little toothbrush, and I scrubbed the shit out of the bearings, out of the little the rod, and basically removed all the old grease and looped it back up. So now, as you can see, everything is working fine again. Even this selector switch is working. That comes down to very fine adjustments. There's a little calibration screw, and you need to figure out where it needs to go. there is a manual, but obviously I couldn't figure it out. So I just figured it out by trial and error. But yeah, that's the unit. So what does the radio have? What does the stereo have? As you can see, it's got short, medium, and long range radio. And actually, since this unit is from Germany, you can see German radio stations, but it also shows you Russian ones, ones in Luxembourg, and which is to me kind of cool, because you know, this is from an age that, you know, I wasn't born. Back then, something like this must have been very cool to have, especially since this unit cost 1800 Deutsche Mark, which would be around I think 2,500 euros these days. So the stereo, it has dual 15-watt output for speakers. You can also connect a phono just for the record player, but then you'll need a preamp. So this does have a built-in preamp. I'll show you the back of it, actually. So you can see the connectors here. This is actually coming from the record player. It just goes through the case and hooks back into the back. That's the antenna, I think. It's all internal. This is the power cable. So yeah, this unit, I mean, the build quality of these things, insane. That's just solid wood. And the finish is really amazing. This piece is like 50 years old and it looks almost brand new, you know. These buttons, milled steel. I think it's stainless. I mean, the tactility. It's crazy to see that after so many years, like, this still works flawlessly. Yeah, if you have any questions, ask away. I still have a lot of reading to do on these units. I couldn't find anything on YouTube, so I think this is the only English spoken video about it. Anyway, thanks for checking it out. See you on the other side.